You know, if you're an outdoorsman, hunter, bushcrafter, prepper, survivalist, whatever you do or what you call yourself when you're out doing activities out in the woods, your gear is really important. And one of the prime items that you have in your kit is your jacket and your clothing and the things that you carry on you. So in today's video, we're going to look at building a survival kit for your field jacket and your hunting jacket. So it's going to be a good video. Stick around. So this concept of building a survival kit within your field jacket is not a new thing. It's been around for quite a while, and I feel like, in my opinion, the Europeans, particularly military, really kind of developed this and made it into something that is worthwhile looking at. Now, a term that comes up a lot is different lines of gear. So in the military, there's first line, second line, and third line. And I believe, if I'm correct, that military people will consider their first line the items that they carry on themselves. So what I've done is I've put together some items and built them into my jacket, my field jacket. In Europe, the type of jacket I'm wearing is called a smock. And I really think that the Europeans, particularly the British, really have developed the field jacket and the smock into something that's just really awesome. It goes way beyond the traditional military American field jacket. Now the M65, which a lot of guys, used and wore when they were issued to, and still wear today, is a fantastic jacket. I wore an M65 for many years. When I was younger, it was a good economical jacket to wear. It was tough. I wore it hunting, camping, hiking around. It was a great jacket. I loved it. But lately, I've been really fascinated with these smocks, and I have owned several, have owned many different ones. Now, currently, I've been utilizing this jacket, this is from a company called Sarma. It's sold by Verstolika, and it is the Finnish camo, and it's currently their smock or jacket that they're using. And it's a fantastic piece of kit. It is amazing how many different pockets are on this thing and the features that's built into it. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to lay out the things that I put into this jacket and kind of talk about why I chose them and how I can use them. And then hopefully what you can do is you can take your jacket, maybe it's just a hunting coat, or it's your M65, or it's even a ski parka or something, whatever you use when you're out in the woods, and how you can layer in different items that will help you if something happens and you have to rely on those. So, all right, so the first thing I want to do is just take a brief overview of this coat. It's very basic in its material. It's a cotton nylon blend, nothing fancy. It's not a waterproof material, but it does have a good wind cutting capability, which makes it great because I can layer up, and that helps keep me warm. But the great thing about these European military issue smocks is that they have a lot of pockets built into them. They have a system built into them, and that is specifically supposed to be used for first line gear, survival equipment that you're going to carry on your person. So, two big pockets on the chest, lower pockets down here, hand warmer pockets. Of course, we've got zippered chest pockets on the sleeves. And then what's really interesting about this particular coat is on the back there is what they call the Poachers Pocket, and this is a back pocket to carry larger items, and it really it starts acting more like a small lumbar pack or backpack that you can carry bigger, bulkier items. One thing I got used to with these European jackets is that they put the zippers on the other side as opposed to what they do in the States. So it's a little hard getting used to that sometimes, but it's doable. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up this Poachers Pocket, the back pocket, and I'm going to show you an item that I carry back here. It has many uses. It is an item that a lot of people carry in their gear. And what we're going to use for today is going to be our ground cloth. So this is the contractor's liner bag, garbage bag, heavy duty. I think this is 4 or 5 mil. I can't remember exactly, but it's pretty heavy. What I want to do is I'm going to use this as my ground cloth today. And lay out the contents of the jacket on this bag. Now, the great thing about this bag is it can be used as a modified sleeping bag. If you have a couple of them, you can tape them together, be turned into a tarp, cut a hole in it. It can be a poncho, so it is a multi-use item. You can collect debris in it if you're making a debris shelter or a bed. You can collect water in it. There's a lot of different uses, so definitely worth having. And before we get into the contents of the jacket, there are things I'm carrying on myself that I think are important as well, and that's part of the system. The first thing that you'll notice is I'm carrying a neck knife. It's the Mora Companion. It's a very basic Mora, but what I like about it is it's carbon steel. It has a very comfortable grip. It's just a fantastic little knife. It's very easy to sharpen. You can sharpen up the spine if you want to. And then what I did is I went out and got a custom Kydex sheath for it. So on the sheath here, what I've done is I put a couple of bicycle inner tubes cut down on a band to create bands, and I have a mini Bic lighter. So I always have access to that. I can pull that out and use that. But what I've done is I've used one of these little photon lights that you get, keychain lights, and I've put that underneath the band and I have it facing down. So then if I want to use the light without taking it off the sheath, I can use this as a task light to like read a map, look for gear in my pack, whatever. So it just gives me some options, but I really like having a little light on the sheath like that. These are very easy to put together. And the Kydex sheaths are easy to find. There's a lot of people on eBay and Etsy who are selling Kydex for Moras. I created an adjustable knot. It allows me to lengthen or shorten the cord around my neck. So if I'm wearing a lot of layers, I can get it on and off pretty easily. But this is part of the system. Also part of the system is a bandana. Always carry a bandana in my thigh pocket on my BDUs. It's, you know, we all know how useful a bandana is. And then the other item that I always carry is a pocket knife. And for this particular scenario, and for when I'm out in the woods, bushcrafting, camping, hiking, I really like a Swiss Army knife or some type of camper style knife. This one is particular is a Victorinox. This is the Farmer. And what's great about the Farmer is, besides all the normal things that come on a Swiss Army knife, you've got a blade, you've got your bottle and can openers and different screwdrivers, but you have an awl, which I will show you what that's great for. Besides just working with wood and punching through leather, An awl has other purposes as well, but the Farmer also has a very nice saw. And for doing small camp crafts, that is a perfect thing. In an emergency, you can definitely take down some small branches if you have to start a fire. So. Style knife. Now, the other thing that I do anytime I'm carrying a knife like this on me, I put it on a lanyard. This is a 2-strand twist of paracord with whipping on the ends, and that creates a very strong connection that is not going to break, that is not going to come apart in any way. I've had this for many years. And then I put it on a locking carabiner onto my belt. So that's tethered to me and I can't lose that. So here's the jacket. Don't have anything in the arm pockets, but these are a great place to put things like that you want to grab quickly, especially if you're wearing a backpack or other layers, is putting things like maps and notebooks. They're easily accessible here. What I've done is on this right chest pocket, I've sewn in a loop of gutted 550 cord into the hem of this pocket. And then in here, I've got 2 items. I've got a ferrocerium rod, and I've got a Bic lighter and an Exotac sleeve. So this is my main ways of making fire. And what I wanted to show real quickly is why I like the Farmer and why I like that awl. What's nice about the awl on this knife is that it's on the correct side. And since you're putting pressure downward, it locks this way, so it's not you don't have to worry about this thing coming open or folding down on you. And of course, an awl is a very handy item when punching through leather, even wood. You can drill some very nice holes through wood with this awl. It's very sharp, and it's very easy to work with. I've done the same thing. I've sewn in a loop into the pocket, and I've got my whistle. That's an ACR whistle. And then I have this little light. This is another light, but this one has a very specific purpose. This is a Streamlight Pocket Mate. It has a clip built into it. It is rechargeable. It charges on a mini USB. But what's nice about this is it has a clip that allows you to clip this to the bill of your baseball cap. And turn that into a nice little headlamp. So I don't have to carry a big heavy headlamp. I don't have to carry a big heavy flashlight. I can use this. This has actually different settings. There's a low and a bright. Weighs nothing, but it gives me the capability of actually having a headlamp. Now, of course, in the back pocket, we looked at the garbage bag liner. The other item I carry is this pack that I put together. And this has a few essentials. So we have some steri strips and Band-Aids for treating wounds. We have a hunk of 50 cord. We have 1 liter whirl bags for disinfecting water. We have the Katadyn MicroPure water treatment tabs. We have man-made tinder cubes. These are from Black and White Firestarter. really fantastic little cotton balls that are soaked in a resin. Break those apart, fluff them up, hit them with your ferro rod or your lighter, and you'll have a fire going pretty quickly. A small Mylar space blanket just to help, retain heat. And then a really important item is a compass. One thing with mini compasses, you'll see these little mini, compasses that come in all these survival kits. Most of those are junk. You really have to be careful with those because they will form bubbles. They're not very accurate. They don't have a very long, they're not very durable, I guess is what I want to say. This is a Sunto wrist compass, and why I like this in particular, besides this being, it's very lightweight, it doesn't take up much room in my kit, and now the compass is on me. I'm not going to lose it. I can check my direction as I'm hiking. It is accurate. It does a good job as long as I keep it away from anything metal. So I don't want it to be close to my knife or my car keys. But as I'm moving, it has very clear markings on it. I can read the numbers easily. And that's going to help me keep my course that I'm walking on. So down in this pocket, I carry a couple of packs of the Energy 5 emergency ration bars. Now, if you're not familiar with these have a very interesting kind of purpose to them. So it's an emergency ration bar. They are not fantastic tasting, but there is enough calories in one of these to keep you going. I get mine from 5 Call Survival Supply. I'll have a link down below. It looks like, it doesn't look like much of anything. It looks like a piece of concrete or something, but very dry. You better have some water when you're eating these. The flavor is fine. It's kind of a little bit of a sweetness to it. Almost tastes like the crust off of a Pop-Tart, but not as good. But very, very dry. All right, so the last thing I carry in my pockets on this jacket is a lightweight pair of gloves. These are just mechanic wear gloves. Nothing super fancy, but they will keep your hands warm. They are great for protecting your hands when you're working in the woods, cutting wood, building shelters, things like that. You definitely want something like that. It doesn't work now. When I was getting ready for this video, I built this coat several times, added things to it, and the first time I did it, I failed miserably because it was so heavy. I had so much stuff in it, and then I really realized that you can't take everything, and I know everybody's going to leave comments down below. Add this, add that, and yes, you can always add more, but at what limit? When do you stop? I can't carry everything in this jacket because it's going to be so heavy and bulky that it defeats the purpose. I might as well just take a backpack. These are backups. These are items that will be there just in case. They don't weigh a lot of weight. They don't take up a lot of space. Even if I'm out with the day pack or a canteen kit or whatever, if I have my field jacket on, it has these things in it, and these are backups, and they could help me. So All right, guys, hope this video helped you out a little bit. If it did, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon notification down below. Leave a comment, please. Tell me what you would add to your jacket, or maybe what you have in yours, what kind of coat you're using. Like, subscribe, and of course share. Share that with other people that you know and other groups, and hopefully that'll help someone else. And then also check out the affiliate links down below. Super important. Facebook group is huge, 5.4 thousand members, growing every day. A lot of good information on there if you're on Facebook. Instagram, of course, got all kinds of extra photos and videos on there as well. And then preparedwanderer.com, that's the new website. A lot of articles on there that I'm adding for myself and other people, as well as links to videos and links to the store where you can purchase Prepared Wanderer patches and stickers. So all this helps the channel, and I appreciate you watching my channel so much. So thank you, and we will see you next time on the Prepared Wanderer.